Money is not avoiding you. Opportunities are not disappearing. Success is not reserved for a chosen few. But there is one invisible law controlling everything. And most people spend their entire lives fighting it without even realizing. Look around you. Some people seem to create opportunities wherever they go. They recover after losses. They attract growth. They turn small beginnings into extraordinary results. Others work harder and harder yet remain stuck in the same cycle. Why? Because money does not simply respond to effort. It responds to how you think, how you act, what you expect, and what value you create. Most people chase money directly, but money behaves differently. The harder you chase it, from fear, desperation, and scarcity, the further it seems to move away. Yet, the moment you understand this law, everything begins to shift. You stop asking, why don't I have enough? And you start asking, how can I become more valuable? Because wealth is rarely created by luck. It is usually created by decisions repeated long enough to change your reality. The law is simple. Money flows where value, discipline, and belief meet action. Read that again. Money flows where value, discipline, and belief meet action. Not wishes, not excuses, not waiting for the perfect moment. You may not control where you start, but you control your habits. You control your attention. You control whether you learn, adapt, build, and move. Every skill you develop becomes an asset. Every discipline choice becomes a deposit. Every action plants seeds for future rewards. The people who never seems to lack money understand one thing. Income follows growth, and growth starts inside before it appears outside. So today, make a decision. Stop chasing fast results. Start becoming the person opportunities chase. Because once you understand this law, you will never look at money at the same way again. If this message speaks to you, pause for a moment, reflect on one idea that stood out, and commit to applying it today. Most people spend years believing that money comes to those who work the hardest, struggle the longest, or sacrifice the most. But if that were completely true, then every hardworking person would already be wealthy. The reality is different. Money does not move towards need. It moves towards value. Think about it for a moment. The world does not reward effort alone. It rewards solution. It rewards people who make life easier, better, faster, safer, clearer, and more meaningful for others. That means your greatest financial opportunity is not found in asking, how can I earn more? It starts by asking, how can I become more valuable? This changes everything. When you focus only on getting money, your attention becomes narrow. You begin looking for shortcuts, quick wins, and immediate results. But when you focus on increasing your value, your perspective expands. You start learning new skills. You improve your communication. You become more reliable. You think creatively. You solve problems others ignores. And that is where opportunity begins. Every successful result you admire started with value first. Someone learned a skill, someone improved on a process, someone created something useful, someone stayed consistent long enough to become excellent. Value creates trust. Trust creates opportunity. Opportunity creates income. This is why two people can work the same number of hours and earn completely different results. One is exchanging time, the other is creating impact. Ask yourself, what do people consistently come to me for? What skill can I improve? What problem can I help solve? What can I learn today and increase my usefulness tomorrow? Because every answer becomes an investment in your future. And remember, value is not always dramatic. Sometimes value means becoming more disciplined. Sometimes it means keeping promises. Sometimes it means showing up when others quit. Sometimes it means improving 1% every single day. Never underestimate small improvements. A new skill may feel invisible today. A stronger mindset may feel unnoticed today. Better habits may feel insignificant today. But over time, these invisible upgrades become visible results. The people who seems impossible to stop are rarely the most talented. They simply become too valuable to ignore. So stop measuring your progress only by money. Measure it by growth. Measure it by what you know. Measure it by what you can create. Because when your value increases long enough, money eventually has a reason to follow. Everything in your life begins in your mind before it appears in your reality. Before every decision, every opportunity, every result, there is a thought. And most people never realize that their financial direction often shaped long before money even enter or leave their hands. Your mind is simply reacting to life. It is guiding it. If you consistently think nothing works for me, your mind starts searching for proof. If you believe opportunities are rare, you stop noticing them. If you expect failure before beginning, your action becomes smaller, slower, filled with hesitation. Over time, those thoughts become habits. Those habits becomes action, and those action becomes result. That is why changing your financial future is not only about changing what you do. It is also about changing what you repeatedly tell yourself. This does not mean pretending problems does not exist. It means refusing to let limitations become your identity. That is a difference between saying I have challenges and saying I will never succeed. One creates movement, the other creates surrender. Your mind works like a filter. Every day, thousands of possibilities pass in front of you, but your belief decide which one receives your attention. Two people can stand in the exact same situation. One sees obstacle, the other sees lesson. One sees risk, the other sees possibility. One waits, the other starts. The difference is often not intelligence, it is the mindset. When you are thinking changes, your behavior changes. You begin asking better questions. Instead of asking, why am I behind? You ask, what can I learn? Instead of asking, why is life unfair? You ask, what can I build from here? Instead of saying, I can't do this, you say, I don't know how yet. That one word yet opens door. because growth starts the moment you stop treating your current situation as your final destination. Train your mind daily. Protect what enters it. Pay attention to your thoughts. Feed it ideas that expand your vision. Spend time learning. Observe people who create results. Replace constant doubt with constant effort. Your mind becomes stronger through repetition. Confidence grows through action. Belief grows through evidence. The evidence appears when you continue moving. Do not underestimate the power of one new thought. A new thought becomes a new decision. A new decision becomes a new direction. A new direction can completely change the course of your life, because the way you think today quietly creates the life you live tomorrow. Many people wait for motivation before they begin. They wait to feel inspired. They wait to feel confident. They wait for the perfect mood, the perfect time, or the perfect moment. And while they wait, days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, and opportunity quietly pass by. The truth is simple. Motivation can start a journey, but discipline is what keeps it moving. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is intentional. Motivation feels powerful when everything is exciting and new. It gives energy at the beginning. It makes goal feel possible. But emotions change. Some days you feel unstoppable. Other days you feel tired, distracted, uncertain, or discouraged. If your progress depends only on your motivation, your result will rise and fall with your emotions. But discipline creates the consistency. Discipline says, I will continue even when I do not feel like. And that decision changes everything. Think about the people who achieve extraordinary things. Most of them are not operating at maximum motivation every day. They simply build habits strong enough to carry them through moments feelings when feelings disappeared. Discipline turns ordinary action into extraordinary outcomes. It is choosing to continue learning after excitement fades. It is showing up when results are invisible. It is doing the work without needing applause. Every successful habit begins small. One page read, one task completed, 1 hour invested, one promise kept. These moments may seem insignificant, but repeated over time, they become identity. You stop saying, I'm trying. You begin saying, this is who I am. Discipline also builds trust with yourself. Every time you keep your words to yourself, your confidence grows. Every time you follow through, your mind learns something powerful. I can depend on myself. That confidence becomes momentum, and momentum creates progress. Do not make the mistakes of believing discipline means perfection. It does not. Discipline means returning. Missing one day is not failure. Stopping completely is. The strongest people are not those who never lose energy. They are the people who continue anyways. Create routines, reduce excuses, decide in advance, make your goals easier to begin. Focus less on intensity and more on repetition. The life you want is not built on one dramatic moment. It is built in quiet moments repeated again and again. One disciplined decision may seem small today, but thousands of disciplined decisions can completely transform your future. And one day, people will call your result luck without seeing the discipline that created them. One of the biggest reasons people stay stuck is not a lack of talent, intelligence, or opportunity. It is the habit of thinking from scarcity. Scarcity is more than having limited resources. Scarcity is believing that limitation will always define your future. It is the voice that says there is never enough. Someone else already took the opportunity. I should wait until everything is perfect. And slowly, without noticing, those thoughts begin controlling decisions. When people think from scarcity, they become afraid to move. They avoid learning because they think growth costs too much. They avoid taking healthy risks because they fear losing. They avoid trying because failure feels permanent. They protect what they have so tightly that they stop creating what they could become. Scarcity creates hesitation, and hesitation quietly steals opportunity. Think about this. Two people can have the same amount of resources. One sees limits, the other sees possibilities. One asks, if I lose, the other asks, if I grow. The difference is not always external, it often begins internally. When your decisions come from fear, your world becomes smaller. You delay important actions, you stop investing in yourself, you lower your standards, you settle for survival instead of aiming for progress. But abundance thinking works differently. Abundance does not mean pretending challenges does not exist. It means believing that growth is possible even within challenges. It means understanding that skills can be learned, knowledge can increase, opportunities can be created. You stop asking, do I have enough? And start asking, how can I create more? That question changes your energy. Instead of focusing only on what is missing, you begin building with what already exists. You become more creative, you notice solutions, you develop courage, you stop waiting for ideal conditions and begin moving with the conditions you have. Growth rarely begins when everything feels safe. It usually begins when you decide your fear will not make your decisions anymore. Train yourself to see resources differently. Time is a resource, knowledge is a resource, relationship is a resource, experience is a resource, your willingness to learn is a resource. Do not underestimate what you already possess. Many people wait for more while ignoring what they already have. Start where you are, use what you know, improve what you can, expand little by little, because abundance is not created overnight. It is created every time you choose possibilities over limitation, every time you invest instead of avoiding, every time you believe growth is available to you. And when that shift happens, opportunity stops looking rare because your mind finally becomes ready to see them. Most people believe their greatest financial asset is their paycheck. They think security comes from the amount of money they currently earn. But income can change, job can change, market can change, opportunities can change. What stays with you is something far more powerful. Your ability to create value through your skills. Skills are one of the first and few investments that continue paying long after the effort of learning is finished. Money can be lost and rebuilt, but the person who knows how to learn, adapt, solve problems, communicate, and improve can create opportunities again and again.